My friends, I'm Pastor Ben Hayes from First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on this fantastic Friday before Labor Day weekend. And I'm so excited. My family's going to be here this weekend. Looking forward to seeing them. Sunday morning, got a great service in store for us to come and be here for that. 8:45 Bible study, 10 o'clock worship. Going to be a great day. No evening services on Sunday, so keep that in mind. But I'm going to tell you right now, I want you to turn with me to Romans chapter 1. And we're going to pick up in verse 16, one of my favorite verses in all the Bible. I can remember the first time I preached a message on this verse, and what a great passage it is. But look what Paul says. Now remember, he's been talking about how he's wanting to be in Rome so that he could share the gospel with them and win lost people to Christ, help the saved to get stronger, and that he feels like it is an overwhelming debt that he owes to everybody to do this. And then in verse 16 he says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation for everyone who believes, for the Jew first, and also for the Greek." Now, listen, I asked you the question yesterday, and I hope that you thought about it. By the way, it's still Thursday for me. I'm recording this on Thursday. But I asked you this question yesterday. Are you ashamed of the gospel of Christ? Do you take every opportunity to share it? Are there times when you feel like you're just uncomfortable and can't share? Listen, Paul was not like that at all. Everywhere he went, he shared the gospel, and he shared it for one reason. He knew that if he didn't share the gospel, that there would be people who would not come to know Jesus, and they would spend an eternity in hell. And he knew that what he had was the greatest gift that the world had ever been given, and he wanted to share it with everybody. Now think about this. If you had the cure for cancer, would you keep it to yourself, or would you share it with the entire world? I mean, think about that. If the world was going crazy and you had the answer, the solution to whatever the problem was, would you keep that to yourself, or would you share it? Now, I'm going to tell you, if you say I'm going to keep it to myself, you're a very selfish person, and you probably need to re-examine your heart. But the truth is, we would want to give that. Well, we have the greatest gift the world has ever seen too. We have the cure for eternal lostness. We have the key to keeping people from spending an eternity in hell. And it is the gospel of Christ that is the power of God unto salvation. Now, I got to tell you, God is all power. He could have done it any way that he wanted to. He could have written it on the sky and just said, okay, folks, if you want to be one of my children, if you want to be saved from your sin, if you want to escape the depths of hell and spend eternity in heaven with me, then you must do whatever. He could have done that. He could send angels, which, by the way, he will do one day. He could have sent angels to proclaim the power of his presence and the hope of the gospel, but he didn't. Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians 1 that God chose the foolishness of preaching, proclamation of the gospel. And guess who has the responsibility to do that? You and me. We're the ones. Because it is only by the gospel that people can be saved, whether they're Jews or Gentiles. Now, there's a lot of people who say, well, God's people are the Jews, and he loves them, and he's going to let them into heaven regardless. No, you remember even back in Genesis with Abram, the only way Abram was accepted by God was that he believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. And I believe that when Jesus died, he went into Abraham's bosom, and he proclaimed himself to be the Messiah, and Abraham and Moses and Jonah and all those Old Testament saints had an opportunity to say, absolutely, we know who you are, we believe in you, we surrender to you, and now they're in heaven with him and waiting for us to join him too. The power of the gospel of Christ unto salvation is the only way that anyone can come to know Jesus. You will never be saved by your good works. You'll never be saved because of what family you're in. You'll never be saved because of your education. The only way is through faith in Jesus Christ. Because listen, we'll close with this. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. That's the way it is. Listen, if you create a game, you can make the rules, right? That's just the way it is. God has created this world, this universe, this plan, and He's the one that makes the rules. Are you willing to follow them? Listen, if you need help with this, call me. Come see me. Let me talk to you, because I want to see you in heaven one day with me. Be blessed.